I offer you now the man who I was proud to be able to portray, whose spirit I was able to try and capture, at least for some small portion of his life. Your very own, the inimitable, the definition in my mind and eyes of the very nature of success, Kent Stock.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Rick. Sean, I tricked you this morning. This jersey here is for you to take home with you. My number 35. When I brought this along, you probably had to turn in all your Luther gear from the movie back to wardrobe, so you can wear this one for the rest of your life. I'm honored to be here today speaking to the class of 2008 on your commencement day from the greatest college in the world, Luther College. Last fall, President Torgerson approached me about speaking at commencement. And I talked to a lot of friends about that possibility, and believe me, I received all kinds of advice on how to deliver the speech and what to say. Do it with notes, Kent. Do it without notes. Be serious. Be funny. You name it. I received a lot of different things. So I did exactly what my middle school students would do at Oak Ridge. I got on YouTube. And I typed in commencement address. I watched probably 30 different commencement addresses, and some did it with notes, some did it without notes, some were serious and some were funny, some were even self-deprecating. What I learned from that was that the pathway to success, everybody wanted to be successful in their speech, but there's a different route. And the route that's best for you and fits your personality is the way to do it. So here I go. The tagline from the movie, The Final Season, is how do you want to be remembered? Think for a minute about somebody that's made a major impact in your life to get you where you are today. I'd like to share a story about two people at Luther that had a major impact on my life. I transferred to Luther from Waldorf College. I wasn't supposed to be a Luther College student. I had a plan to be a professional baseball player. When I transferred and graduated from Waldorf Junior College, I wasn't drafted to play professional baseball. So I followed my friends to Luther College. What a great decision that was. I had heard about Luther College because my grandfather, Franklin Lee, attended Luther. That was back in the days when the tuition was based on how many cows you brought along with you. I had two uncles that attended Luther College and played baseball, so I figured I didn't have anything to lose because if they had baseball, it was the right place for me. Well, when I arrived at Luther College, I didn't come with the best attitude. I think my major at the time was social studies. Truly, I studied the social aspects of Decorah. Well, after that first semester, I was called into my advisor, Chris Moorcroft's office. She talked at length to me. I tried to listen. Basically, she gave me the good kick in the butt that I needed, and it was a wake-up call. I think it went something like, Kent, it might help if you'd go to class. Well, that second semester, I worked hard to get my act together and worked hard to become a better person. And obviously, it was done without the ability to play baseball. That next fall, I met a man, Coach Paul Solberg, who invited me to his team. He gave me a chance. I remember the day that he handed out uniforms. He pulled me aside and he said, Kent, I want you to wear number 35. I must have looked at him funny because he continued on and he said, Jeff Knutson wore this uniform 2 years ago. Leighton Wisty wore it last year. And they were both first-team all-conference shortstops. Wow. Coach believed in me, was going to give me a chance. The least that I could do was to work hard and make him proud. Well, I ended that season as the first-team all-conference shortstop. And I owe it all to Coach Paul Solberg, who not only taught me about baseball, but taught me about how to be a good person. Coach Solberg, thank you. And that's how I'll always remember you. Graduate, as you leave Luther College and enter the next phase of your life, I challenge you to follow your love or your passion. As a kid, my love was baseball. I had a plan. I had dreams of hitting that game-winning home run in the World Series. One thing my parents never did was squelch that dream. They never said, Kent, you can't do that. They supported my dream. But one thing that they did do is that they said, Kent, you need an alternative plan. So when I wasn't drafted, I decided going to college and playing baseball and becoming a teacher and a coach was the direction for me. My love of baseball afforded me the opportunity to receive a college education. During filming 2 years ago, a person came up to me as I was sitting on the field with my daughters Kendry and Kylie, who are 8 and 9, sitting in the front row right there. And they came up to me and said, Kent, I bet you're disappointed that you don't have sons so that you can coach them in baseball. I don't think they were trying to be mean, but I looked back at them and said, you know, baseball is my love. My daughter's love is piano and it's dance. I hope that their love takes them to great places, much like baseball has done for me. Hey, I'm a Hannah Montana expert. If I want to be a part of my daughter's lives, I need to encourage them in their dream and in their love. And I hope that their love takes them to great places, much like baseball has done for me. Graduates, I challenge you to follow your passion, whether it's music, science, theater, or sports. Follow it, and it'll take you to great places. Another piece of advice, I have had a lot of mentors in my life. Finding a mentor is something that's very important. Where you are today, I'm sure that you've had somebody that's led you and helped you to get today to be a college graduate. My mentor, number one mentor, is my father, who's been a mentor to me my entire life. I remember the days as a Little League kid with my dad coaching the team. He'd work all day, he'd coach the game at night, and on the drive home from the game, we'd get out of the car and I'd say, Dad, let's go in the backyard and play some catch. Well, as a father of 2 daughters and their Little League softball coach, I know that's probably the last thing that he wanted to do. But you know what? Every time, we played more catch. 7 years ago, I received a call from my dad saying, Kent, I have some good news and I have some bad news. He said the bad news is that I was just diagnosed with lymphoma, but the good news, and I couldn't imagine there'd be good news to follow that comment, but he said the good news is that they said it's treatable but not curable. And he said, Kent, most importantly, it's not hereditary. During this most horrific time in his life, he thought of his children. He's a role model for me. He's a role model for me in how to be a family man. In closing, I want to congratulate you on a job well done. I want to congratulate your parents on a job well done. I look forward to the day when I'm at Luther and my 2 daughters are graduating. I'll be more proud on that day than the day that I graduated from Luther. I'd like to send you with a phrase similar to what Sean, playing me, said to the Norway team before their final state championship. It goes like this. Everyone who has ever graduated from Luther College is with you today. And let everyone know that Luther is a great place to come home to. So ask yourself one question. How do you want to be remembered? Thank you. And one more thing. Go Norse!